Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel ForexPnL. Today is Sunday, the 31st of July 2022. Today is the last day of the month, guys. And yes, for those of you in the Telegram channel, you are aware that, well, I was away for a vacation. Actually, I just came back like maybe 2 hours ago. And right now, I've fired up my trading station, did my analysis, and it's time for me to do my weekend Forex forecast for the upcoming week. However, guys, I'm really going to keep this one very short, okay? It's going to be an abridged version, all right? But at the same time, I'm still going to make sure that I get the message passed across, okay? All right, so without any further delays, we're going to take a look at the economical calendar. From the little glance that I had earlier, I see we have a lot of, high impact news on the calendar, okay? A couple of interest rate decisions. We have a couple of bank holidays earlier in the week. So from the Australian axis, we can see that we are expecting a hike, okay, in interest rates by 50 basis points, okay? That's later on Monday. And then on Thursday, obviously, that's the day for the interest rate decisions from the British axis. And we are also expecting a hike by 50 basis points as well, all right? And then on Friday, obviously, this is the first Friday of the month, and you guys know that's the big day, the non-farm payroll, okay? And the employment and unemployment data coming from the United States axis and Canadian axis, respectively, okay? So, in my opinion, that's really much what we're going to be keeping an eye on as we go into next week. We do have obviously some PMI data coming out as well, okay? So without any further delays, let's just take a look at the charts, okay? And, keep these fundamentals in mind as we go through the charts as well, okay? All right, now, kicking things off with DXY as usual, okay? So if we take a look at DXY, here I'm taking a look at the daily time frame. We can see that right now, obviously, this market is in a very nice uptrend, okay? Scoring higher highs and higher lows, okay? Respecting demand zones in the process, which obviously is indicative of an uptrend, okay? So right now, you can see that price, after testing the return line of this particular rising channel, has now given us some form of a pullback, and we are slowly but surely heading back towards this particular demand zone area that led to the break of this level of structure, okay? And that is right around the trend line of this particular channel, right around also that 10500 institutional price level. So in my own opinion, that's going to be a key level to keep an eye on as we go into next week, okay? The bulls might come in and try to protect that particular price area, let's say 105.15 area, okay? Anywhere from right around here, guys. If we get any change in structure, okay, in the smaller time frame, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go long for further continuations to the upside, okay? That's pretty much it, okay? So the key here is wait for price to give us that deep pullback into this particular demand zone area, and then maybe that might happen earlier in the week, and then maybe possibly retest this particular trend line, and then from there, if we get a shift in market structure in the smaller time frame, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go long, all right, for further continuations to the upside. Remember the fundamental picture that we have for the week as well, okay? All right, now that's really it for the DXY. Now next up is going to be US dollar Swiss francs. Now this pair just continues to move to the downside as we anticipated, and right now, as you guys know, I'm keeping an eye on this particular will I say previous level of structure that was broken. In my opinion, right around that, let's say 0.9450 level, which coincides with that particular level. I would not be surprised if the market gives us a bullish bounce off of this particular area, okay? If we get that shift in the smaller time frame, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go long for further continuations to the upside, okay? That's pretty much what I'm expecting in US dollar Swiss francs. Now, next up is going to be Euro US dollar. Now, for Euro US dollar, obviously, this pair is, giving us that nice swinging pattern to the downside. In this particular case, though, the price action is a little different, okay? This is where we have the daily supply zone area, but you can see we also have a trend line right around this area. So this is going to be a little tricky one. If we go into the 4 hours time frame, let me start off from the 4 hours time frame. You notice that we do have this supply zone area right around here, and price has respected that supply zone a couple of times, okay? And it appeared as if the bulls were about to come, the bears were about to come into these markets to continue pushing these markets to the downside. However, you notice how things stalled out, and the bulls started coming back into this particular markets. One thing is for sure, if you pay attention, this is a very equal high, okay? And what I'm expecting here is that the bulls are going to come into these markets early in the week, at the minimum. Okay, at the minimum, give us a nice push to the upside to grab liquidity, okay, above this particular equal highs that we have here. probably push price into this particular trend line, okay, that we have here, this trend line that we have on the daily time frame, which coincides with the 10300 institutional price level. And then from here, I would not be surprised if this is actually where that bearish move will originate after we had grabbed liquidity above these highs, okay. And then maybe from here, if that happens, we might get a move of this particular nature to the downside, okay. Now the second alternative is that, well, the bulls come into this market in momentum, all right, give us a very nice push to the upside, grab liquidity above these equal highs, grab liquidity above this particular trend line, okay, give us that dip into the particular selling so this daily supply zone area, maybe right around 1.0400, anywhere from right around here, then maybe the bears might come into this market, give us that shift in market structure in the smaller time frame for further continuations to the downside, okay. These are pretty much the two pictures that I can see right now in EUR/USD. Of course, in the event that this does not happen the way we had just outlined, we are just going to continue, following the market structure as it forms during the week, okay. All right, that's pretty much what I can see right now in EUR/USD from the the hourly and the daily time frame. Now, Australian dollar, US dollar, I don't have much of a level in this particular currency pair, so I'm not really going to waste your time. The price action has not been the most pretty. Okay, you can see, a lot of choppy movements on the way down and a lot of choppy movements on the way up. But obviously, one key level I'm going to be keeping an eye on this pair is 0.7100 institutional price level, okay, because we do have this particular supply zone area right around here, okay, and by so doing, price would have grabbed liquidity above these highs to get into this particular supply zone area right around that 0.7100 institutional price level, from where I would not be surprised if the bears come into this market and any shift in market structure in the smaller time frame, we can get a very nice drop in this particular currency pair as well, okay. All right, that's really it for Australian dollar, US dollar. Now next up is going to be US dollar, Canadian dollar. Not the best looking in terms of price action, but we have pretty much nailed the movement so far. If you guys remember, we are anticipating bearish continuation moves. However, if you pay attention in the let's go back to the daily. If we go to the daily, even probably the weekly, you notice that it's more or less like we are in a rising channel as well. But to be completely honest with you, we do have this weekly demand zone area, okay, which I believe anytime price gives us that dip into this particular weekly demand zone area, anywhere from right around here, maybe 12700, from right around here, I would not be surprised if the bulls begin to come into this market again to give us a nice push to the upside, okay, towards these highs, okay. That's pretty much what I can see right now in US dollar, Canadian dollar. I'm not really gonna waste your time. It's not the best looking chart. It's not the highest probability in my own opinion. So unless I pay attention to price action that develops later in the week and sees something nice, I'm not really going to be wasting my time in US dollar, Canadian dollar, okay. All right, so that's it for US dollar, Canadian dollar. Next up is New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Now for New Zealand dollar, US dollar, one thing I can spot here, it's quite similar to the Australian dollar, US dollar charts, to be honest, okay. You can see the choppy movements we have on the way down and on the way up, okay, but we do have equal highs right now, right around here, as you can see. So maybe 6350 area, 6400, okay, anywhere from right around here, I will expect price to give us that grab of liquidity above these equal highs that we have in this area. And then I'm keeping an eye on this particular selling, this particular supply zone that we have in this area. So I would say more like 0.6400. It's possible we get that push to the upside towards 0.6400 area, anywhere from right around here, guys. Shift in market structure in the smaller time frame, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go short for further continuations to the downside, okay. That's pretty much what I can see in New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Now next up is going to be British pound, some US dollar. Now for this particular pair, we already got price to give us a tap, okay, towards that 1.2250 institutional price level, and then you can see the reaction from the bears, all right. However, we still have some bulls left in this market, but nonetheless, I like the fact that we are respecting this supply zone in this manner that we have in this area, okay. So to put things in perspective here, obviously I would like to see maybe price give me another push into this particular daily supply zone area, all right. So my preferred course of action would be for price to give us a push into this particular daily supply zone area, if possible even take off these highs that we have here, and then anywhere from right around here, after taking off these highs, if we get a shift in the smaller time frame, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go short for further continuations to the upside. Definitely keeping an eye on this particular trend line, anytime we do get a break of this particular trend line, in my own opinion, that is going to open the floodgates, for the bears to really come into these markets, to start pushing these markets heavily to the downside. This is going to be my preferred course of action as we go into next week. Okay, all right, that's it for GU. Next up is going to be US dollar Japanese yen. Now, obviously, the yen crosses have been selling out. It's as if we are now about to get some, sellout in this particular currency pair after we've had this very long, bullish movements. Okay, so these are early days, believe it or not. Okay, in my own opinion, I'm keeping an eye on two particular supply zones here on the 4 hours time frame. You'll notice that we do have this particular level of structure that was broken by this particular supply zone here, this push to the downside. And I really don't like this that much anymore, to be completely honest with you. The reason being that we already got a dip into that particular supply zone and the market is already reacting. It's very, very possible that market opens and we get a push to the upside, and then this particular supply zone continues to hold price. But I would really prefer to see price give me that push towards, let's say, 135.50, all right around this particular supply zone that we have in this area. Okay, that 135.50 area, anywhere from right around there. If we get any reversals to the downside, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go short for further continuations to the downside. Okay, this is going to be my preferred level. Okay, and the only reason why I don't like this one is because price has already tapped in and we've picked up some orders from that particular supply zone. All right, so that's it for US dollar Japanese yen. Next up is going to be British pound some Japanese yen. Now GJ, well, obviously the picture is clear. You can see we have this level of structure here, and finally the bears came into these markets and muscle price to the downside, creating this very, very beautiful supply zone in the process. So all I'm waiting for right now in GJ is for price to give me a nice push to the upside into this particular supply zone area. You can see I already have my alert sitting just below 163.50 level. In my own opinion, from that particular level, I will really be looking for the bears to come into these markets for a very nice push to the downside. Okay, this is going to be my preferred course of action in GJ, and obviously I'll be looking forward to riding this thing towards 106.50 160.50 levels, which will coincide with this particular previous swing low that we have in this area. Okay, you can see we have a swing low in that area. It's also a level of structure, but to be completely honest with you, I would not be surprised if we do get a break of this particular level to the downside. Okay, I would not be surprised if that happens. All right, that's it for GJ. Now next up is going to be a few cross pairs as well. Euro yen. Okay, very similar picture as well. You can see the break of structure. Actually, you can also call this a value supply zone, but it's very, very close to price. Personally, I'll be keeping an eye on this particular one that we have right around here. Okay, so simply put, guys, if the market gives us a nice push to the upside into this particular, let's say, supply zone area that we have here, anywhere from right around here, guys, a shift in market structure in the smaller time frame, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go short for further continuations to the downside. Okay, now next up is going to be British pound some Swiss francs. Now this pair has been in a downtrend. As you can see here, this is the 4 hours time frame. The market has given us obviously very nice swinging patterns to the downside. All right, but then you notice that we are now in some consolidation. Okay, flat bottom triangular consolidation, and you notice that this is the triangle. So this is one that I'm also keeping an eye on. Probably will give an update in the midweek updates, okay, the midweek Forex forecast that I post in the Telegram channel. Again, the link is going to be on the description box, okay, of this particular video. Now I'm keeping an eye on this one for a break to the downside. If we do get markets to give us, let's say, a break to the downside anytime, I'll be waiting for pullbacks towards the breakout levels. Any bounces from here, guys, in my own opinion, will be high quality for further continuations to the downside. Okay, that's pretty much what I can see in British pound Swiss francs. Okay, and in my own opinion, this move can actually extend way further, than these particular lows that I have identified. All right, so that's it. That's really it for British pound and Swiss francs. Now next up is going to be Canadian dollar Japanese yen, and this is going to be the last currency pair that is giving me a nice level to keep an eye on. Okay, and as you can see here, guys, we're expecting US dollar Canadian dollar to give us a push to the upside. Well, that should mean that we should be expecting Canadian dollar Japanese yen to give us a push to the downside, especially since we are expecting other yen crosses to be bearish as well. Okay, so this is one that I'm obviously keeping an eye on. I do have two levels here. Okay, you can see two H4 supply zones that I have mapped out here, both of them leading to break of structural levels. Okay, and you can see here we have a break of structural levels. Actually on Friday, you notice that we already got a test of this particular supply zone. Okay, but in my own opinion, both both of them are still valid. Keeping an eye at that 10500 level, okay, and 10550 levels, okay. In my opinion, if the market gives us a push into this particular area towards that, let's say 10500 institutional price level, anywhere from right around there, guys, if we get a switch in the markets in the smaller time frames, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go short for further continuations to the upside. In the event that the market breaks and we get a push to the upside into this particular supply zone that we have right around 105.50, in my opinion, any bounces from here as well and shifting market structure in the smaller time frame, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go short as well for further continuations to the downside. Okay, in both cases, they are what do you call it, they are very high quality setups in my own opinion, and I'll be looking to go short from both levels, okay, upon bounces. That's pretty much what I can see right now in Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Now the last but not least is going to be gold, guys, and so you guys can tell, gold pretty much respected the demand zone that we had identified. Okay, this was the demand zone from last week, and the market behaved almost near to perfection, and we got that bounce. Now what I can see in gold right now is we are going to get that move in one way or the other towards that you know, daily supply zone area. Okay, keeping an eye, let's say 1790 and 1800 levels. In my opinion, gold is going to find a way most likely to get to those areas, but then from there, I'm really seeing a situation whereby we're going to get another sell out to the downside towards, let's say, at minimum 1700 levels. Okay, that's what I can see right now in gold. Now the question is are we going to first of all get a push to the upside into 1790 or 1800? Okay, and then for the BS to come in from there, or will the markets give us a push to the downside, maybe to retest this previous level of structure, and then maybe from here give us that push to the upside from that will now take us, you know, to the downside. Only time can tell. Okay, but in my own opinion, one thing is for sure, if we do get a pullback, okay, to retest these levels right here, I'll be waiting for a shift in the market structure, because chances are we might still get a very nice bullish swing into this particular daily supply zone area, keeping an eye on this particular channel that we have on gold. Okay, and well, from here, anywhere from right around this trend line, if we get a shift in the market structure, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go short to ride this thing back to the downside, at least towards you know, 1700 levels. Okay, that's pretty much what I can see right now in gold, and that's going to be it for this abridged version of the you know, weekly forex forecast. Guys, please understand, I'm just coming back from a vacation. I'm trying to go get me some rest and then get ready for the trading week. All right, so see you guys in the midweek forex analysis, and you know, trade safely. Cheers and have a nice week ahead. Bye bye.